The following program, offered by Fox 19, includes lawyers licensed in Kentucky. For those lawyers to maintain compliance with the Kentucky Bar Association requirements, the phrase, "This is an advertisement," must appear on the screen. Moore Law is underwritten in the public interest by the Moore Law Firm, a legal professional association. This is Moore Law on Fox 19.
Welcome to Moore Law. Each week we will be discussing a different legal topic and, as always, taking your legal questions live on the air. Today we are talking with Cincinnati Police Chief James Craig. If you have a question about how the police department operates in your community, give us a call at 513-421-4691. Again, we will be taking those questions live. Before we get to the Chief, though, let's take a look at the upcoming dockets over the next few weeks. June 11th, we'll be talking about crime and punishment. June 18th, Grandpa and the Law. I can't wait for that. June 25th, healthcare negligence. With me today and every Monday, of course, Don Moore. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Deb?
Good. You had a big weekend.
Yeah, I did. We got to. I went golfing on Friday. We had a charity fundraiser for the Miami Valley Christian Academy, and for their athletic program. And Katie Morgan from our weather here at Fox 19, and Bill Lannacy, the station manager, was kind enough to join us. We had a lot of fun, and we helped out some kids.
Well, and you were in good company then.
It was, you know, the thing is, we had Katie come along, so we knew we'd have good weather. Didn't quite work out. We got it in, but boy, was it cold.
It was a cold day. I was stuck outside at baseball and yard work, so, you know.
You know, one of the things that I think is really interesting, the crime and punishment next week. So guess who we got this week? We got the city's top cop, Cincinnati Police Chief Craig.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, glad to be here. I always enjoy coming to 19.
And you've been on the job here a little less than a year?
Less than a year, 10 months.
Well, tell us what has surprised you about the city, if anything?
Well, 52 neighborhoods. I mean, first of all, of course, I've lived in other large cities. You know, they have west sides and east sides, but the 52 distinct neighborhoods was something that was very surprising to me.
You're looking for a little more cohesion.
Oh, absolutely. I had a call to action meeting about a month ago now because we had some violence in the Avondale area. And it was my belief that even though the violence was happening in and around Avondale, that this was a city issue. And so I started coining a phrase, one city, one neighborhood. Because really, not to take away the identities of the 52, but just that we are in this together, all of us. And I must say, you know, when we did the call to action meeting, other neighborhoods came out to support their neighbors in Avondale. We had folks from Hyde Park, Westwood, Citizens on Patrol that came out as a show of support to walk the neighborhood to abate the violence.
Well, and that's what it's going to take. I mean,
Absolutely.
It takes everybody.
Everyone.
And Chief, you were handpicked out of how many applicants?
I believe initially it started with about 65 or so candidates at the beginning.
Wow. Super. We're so glad you're here today.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
We are, and so is John is going to be happy that the Chief is here. John, I understand you had a question about a traffic stop. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and tell us what happened?
Okay. I got pulled over for a simple traffic violation, and I went to court, and the judge held my car under investigation. Well, it took 93 days for my case to be done. The judge gave me a letter to go get my car to impound, and the impound sold my vehicle. So now I'm like, what do I do now?
Chief?
Well, certainly if we did something wrong, like holding your vehicle beyond what's expected, you can do one of two things. You can contact my office, or you can contact the district, wherever. I don't know where you were stopped, but we can certainly look into it and find out where your vehicle was held. It sounds as if maybe the vehicle was impounded. Usually that happens when someone's operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm not sure, or if there was some other crime. So if there's something that we can look in and resolve, we will do that.
Okay.
Super.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that the traffic thing is a big deal. I mean, for the majority of the citizens, that's the contact they have with the police department.
Absolutely. And you know, I must say you're right, because the everyday citizen who may not ever have to call the police might get stopped for a traffic infraction. Yep. And so certainly the Cincinnati Police Department, the men and women that work here just do a phenomenal job in how they interface with the community. I just got a letter from a lady 2 weeks ago who praised the fact that a Cincinnati police officer changed her flat tire.
Don't you love that?
Oh, love it. But that's the kind of work these great people do each and every day. And those are the things that you don't always read about.
One of the things that I'm especially interested in, I handle cases where people have been seriously injured or killed, often because of traffic accidents. And one of the things that we are always concerned with is that the investigating officer does a complete job when it's a fatality or a serious injury, as far as all the skid mark data, reference points, and things like that. And my understanding is that Cincinnati has a group of traffic officers who are designated for that purpose. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Over half, actually. We have more than half of our traffic unit are trained, well trained to do that. And they compare to anyone in the nation.
You know, I'd like to take this call from Stephen. Stephen in Boone County. As I understand it, this is exactly what you're calling about. Your daughter was killed in a traffic accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your call then?
It's been over just about 2 months now. And my daughter was hit head on. A woman was driving another vehicle and crossed the double center line and hit my daughter head on. And killed my daughter instantly, broke my grandkid's legs, busted Brandon's eye socket, my grandson. My granddaughter broke her legs, messed her arms and stuff up. The other girl that was in the car, it broke her ribs, punctured her lung, give her a brain aneurysm, and she's still in a mess.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Very sorry.
And we still haven't found out nothing about the accident or nothing.
But it sounds like one of the things that was really important as far as the investigation goes. What was the investigating police agency? Oh, okay. All right.
So we don't have him.
Well, we lost him. Well, shoot.
What a difficult, horrible situation.
What a tragedy.
Gee
it's
whiz.
a tragedy.
And you mentioned, Chief, and I think we can talk about it a little bit more after the break, but you mentioned that you were, one of the surprises was you're surprised at how many traffic fatalities we have around here.
Absolutely. Per capita, I mean, you know, right now, year to date, we're sitting on 10 traffic fatalities year to date. And so we're higher than we have been in the recent past. I mean, we finished, we had a low over the last 3 years, roughly 18 traffic fatalities. We had a high year of 26 in 2008. But certainly, one of the things that really surprised me is the number of traffic fatalities here. And I believe, in my judgment, part of it's road design. Columbia Parkway is one of those places that I just don't feel real comfortable.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for that. And we will be right back after the break. Please stay with us. And the callers on there, please hang on the line. We'll be right back.